How we doing, guys? Sam here at Anglers today with your weekly fishing report. It's just me, but we're going to get through it. So starting out, fishing's pretty good, especially on the rockfish side of things. There's a lot of fish to be caught on jigs, bait fishing, trolling. Starting out here north of the bridge, there's a lot of scattered fish. There's not too much stuff stacked up, so it's a good bet to troll up here north of the bridge. Pushing south, though, once you get past Hackett's and heading all the way down to Chesapeake Beach, there's plenty of fish to be jigged on. There's schools that seem to be all over the place. These fish are kind of keyed in on the mayworms, which is starting to fizzle out, but it's still in the full swing. And they're kind of gorging themselves on it. So we're using a lot of pink baits. Right here I had the Z-Man stuff. This is the bigger stuff even. They haven't shied away from the bigger baits. So fishing as much as 8-inch all the way down to your 5-inch profiles and pinks has been really good for you. And it's never bad to shy away from some of the classic colors too. It's hard to beat a chartreuse or even an albino. And as far as the weight goes, we've had kind of slower tides here lately, at least when I've been out, and we haven't had to use too much weight. 1/2 ounce, 3/4 ounce have seemed to do the trick. That being said, if you have a little bit quicker moving tide, you might need as much as a 1 ounce jig to be able to detect bottom and still be able to work up through the water column. And there's plenty of fish in the shallows too. We're seeing people in the morning times fishing around Thomas Point Light, fishing areas like that. The shallow water bite is still there. We're going to scale our stuff down, fishing anywhere from a 3/8 to a 1/4 ounce jig head. Pairing them up with some 4 3-inch paddle tails has really been the go-to trick there. Perch fishing. Perch fishing is in its full swing now. They are out of the river systems. They're in the river systems too, but they've also pushed out into the hard bottom, so you can go out and jig them in deeper water or fish a bait on the bottom. It's hard to beat a Chesapeake sabiki for that. When you're pushing into the shallows, fishing the rivers or hard cover out in the bay, hard to beat a little perch pounder. Just picked out a few of my favorite colors there. So touching on the snakehead fishing hasn't been phenomenal. They seem to be spawning right now. Doesn't mean you can't catch them, but it just seems to be it's slowed down a touch. But that should pick up here soon, within the next couple weeks when they finish up on their spawn. And over here I have some big old hooks. These are for your bait fishing. You don't have to fish for these rockfish with lures. Bait fishing has been pretty good too. There's plenty of spot and soft crab available as of late, so you don't have to exclusively fish lures or troll. While you're doing that though, there's been plenty of catfish out there. You'll see in catfish all the way from Cambridge all the way up to Patapsco. So they're all over the place if you want to just sit up and chum and catch a few fish. Pushing back down the bay a little bit, fishing some of these baits once again. The speckled trout fishing is picked up all the way from Tangier all the way up to South Poplar Island. We've heard of fish being caught. So they're in the full swing, fishing baits like 4-inch paddle tails, 3-inch paddle tails on your lighter heads, anywhere from 3/16 out to 3/8 of an ounce, kind of depending on the tide. So pushing down towards the ocean side of stuff, there's some big blue fish still out there from Assateague all the way up to Ocean City. You're going to be fishing big jigs, metal jigs for those fish. If they come in inshore, you can kind of scale down on your weight there, or if you just want to put out some finger mullet or bunker on the bottom, you can always catch a few bluefish doing that too. Talking about those sand coastal bay areas, the flounder fishing is in its full swing. There's plenty of fish to be caught, so that's something that you can get up there and do. Your lower tides, you're going to want to stick out there in a little bit deeper water, jigging bucktails, gulps, stuff like that, or maybe drifting some fluke pounder rigs and some live minnows. And then on those the higher tides, those fish are going to be pushing up into the really shallow water in the islands. Places like that, you're going to be fishing small jig heads, gulps, stuff like that. And fishing's been phenomenal down there. So there's plenty of stuff to get out there and do on your Memorial Day weekend, and come on by and see us. Have a good one.